Digital coach reporters can use a few software for coach reporting, and one of them is SoniClear. In another video, I demonstrated how it can be set up without having a microphone with a built-in mixer. Therefore, I used an exhibit laptop to carry the sound into SoniClear. In this video, I show how to install the PreSonus Revelator microphone, which has a built-in mixer that can separate channels and the mute button, in addition to many other features. These are the chapters that will be covered. First, let's install the software. On the PreSonus website, download the software for your computer and install it. Go to Settings, allow only one preset button instead of 2 or 4 buttons. Then adjust that one preset button on the front face. Coach reporter should use the male or the female broadcast preset, which is already tailored for podcasting. And there is also a hotkey, a shortcut to another preset called Echo that we don't want to use to mess around. Therefore, it should be set to the same female broadcast. The designations for the channels and devices will be as follows: A, B, and main. The bottom section of the control panel shows the devices and separated by channels described earlier, the microphone, virtual speakers, and the mixer for sound input. Pressing on the mixers, main, A, or B, will show the corresponding settings of the speakers. The sound for each device is connected as shown here. After understanding the software or control panel for the microphone, let's configure it for digital coach reporting and save that setting to be a preset. Set the microphone gain to be approximately 40 decibel or so by turning the wheel up clockwise. Then set all the mixers. The main mixer should have a full output, therefore on all 3 channels set it to be 0 decibel, including the microphone. Now press the mixer A button and set the virtual outputs for zoom. A and B should be kept at the bottom. Let's go to mixer B and set those outputs for SoniClear. Playback and A should have full output and B on the bottom. And now let's save this setting. Click on the paper sheet type of icon representing the scenes on the top right corner, and then press Store and name it SoniClear. Now this configuration can be recalled at any time and stored to be default. Every time you open the control panel, even if you have changed something, you can recall the exact same configuration by going to the scenes and recall SoniClear. Now let's set up SoniClear for the PreSonus microphone. Go to Edit, Preferences, Hardware. The recording device is set to be Mix B, and the playback is the playback on the software, which is the headphone. And the monitoring device is Virtual B because we want an output directly from SoniClear. So again, SoniClear's input sound is Mix B, playback to zoom is the playback, and SoniClear's direct output sound is Virtual B. The transcriber window is set up the exact same way. This does not have a recording function, so the playback to zoom is the playback and SoniClear's direct output sound is Virtual B. And now let's have the correct zoom audio configuration. So go to Settings and Audio. The sound output should be the playback or the headphone. And the sound input is the mixer channels, therefore the microphone has to be mix A because A is zoom. And here it is. And let's set up the computer sound on the reporter's laptop. In the Windows active speakers, it is set to be playback, that is the output sound to the deposition from the PreSonus software. The default sound in the computer is shown in the settings, system, sound. The output sound of the computer is the playback from the software, and the input sound of the computer is the main mixer, to be mix main 1, 2. You can find all your sound hardware devices in the control panel, which shows what device is actively engaged or how the sound travels in an event. And you see that during deposition, when SoniClear is engaged, mixer A and B and playback are active, and during playback, mixer A and B as well as the coach reporter's headphone are active. And now let's see what buttons are on the PreSonus microphone. Connect the microphone to the laptop and to the headphones. You have an easily accessible mute button and a bypass button for clear sound for coach reporters only during monitoring. And there are two things you should not do. One is to use the noise gate configuration in coach reporting in case your room has significant noise in the background. The female broadcaster preset already has a built-in threshold at around 60 decibel that you can see on the graph. So you could increase this threshold, for example, to 40 decibel by turning the wheel clockwise up and save this configuration to be, for example, SoniClear gated. Remember, you can always recall any preset. However, digital coach reporters should use the SoniClear preset without noise gating because it can distort the quality of the reporter's sound. And the second you should not do is that Zoom already has a built-in noise reduction. If you go to Settings, Audio and Audio Profile, it is set to Auto. You can hear the effect of the built-in noise reduction in Zoom by setting this Audio Profile to low. And you will notice more noise coming through from your room to the deposition. Therefore, digital coach reporters should always keep this on auto. Once the PreSonus Revelator microphone is set up, it is a reliable, easy to use microphone with a great quality. I hope you will enjoy it and have a wonderful workday. Bye now.